That a lot. Um, but yeah, no. So the next few streams, I I'm hoping that we don't have the problem for too long. I'm hoping that we don't have the problem for too long. Um, but we've got some. I've got some slight family emergencies right now. It's unfortunate. I am kind of like on call. I'm gonna be kind of on call like 24 hours a day for the next few days. Um, yo, Mustard, thank you so much. A whole year. A whole year how knowing this dumb streamer. Thank you.
Smile.
Thank you so much for the 12 months. Very bad emergency. If so, I hope everything ends up fine. Oh my gosh. Nora plays things with the 11-month Prime Gaming. Also, Mustard had a Prime Gaming as well. Thank you so much. Is everything okay? Very bad emergency. It's not necessarily bad emergency in like the idea that like I will be gone from everything, but it is bad enough emergency that like God forbid I get a call, we just end the stream. Right? It's like that type of emergency. So it's more so emotional support rather than being a like getting in the car and fucking driving somewhere. It's not that. It's more so emotional support type emergencies. I just want to I literally just want to get that out of the way now. God forbid something happens on a live stream where we have to end a fucking stream and I'm just like, hey guys, I gotta go, and then end the fucking stream. I just don't want you guys to oh my God, where did he go? Oh my God, is someone, it's more so for you guys to be in the know of, hey, God forbid Michael has to leave. We're
getting raided.
Yo, Axeloon, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. But yeah. So it's not necessarily that that I'm gonna be attempting to just jump out or things like that. It's more so just that if shit hits the fan, I just gotta jump out. Infinity gifting a sub to Tech. Thank you so much. Do what you need. We understand. Hope it gets better soon. Yes, thank you.
They have given 141 gift subs in the channel.
It's less of a thing that I think it's less of a thing that affects me, but more so affects others. So we're just attempting to, or I'm rather just attempting to get my bearings and whatnot, and trying to keep things going. By the way, we have 2 minutes left on the hype train. So guys, if you haven't, please consider subscribing. We are full on in effect right now. We've gotten, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 subs, and then a tier 3 sub. Guys, consider subscribing. Keep it going. Why not? But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope you guys are doing fine. It's been crazy. It's been crazy these last few days. But luckily we're here. We're gonna have some fun. Hopefully we're gonna, hopefully we're gonna be here for a little while. Yeah. But I hope you guys are doing well, though. How are you guys doing? What is up, everybody? What is up? Showing off them new emotes? Yes. Also, speaking of emotes, guys, I want to do the emote chopping block stream soon. I want to do the emote chopping block stream. I want to do a few other streams that we promised and whatnot. We've been busy. I've been busy. I've been losing my fucking mind. We haven't had internet. Things that have gone wrong and could go wrong have gone wrong. So we're going to attempt to do Paint Pal soon. We're going to be attempting to do the, what's it called? The emote chopping block stream. And then we were going to do Bitchin' in My Kitchen, but we can't do that, obviously, because Valentine's Day passed, and that's what that was for. That was months ago, Jesus Christ. The stream design overhaul, we are still doing that. Diary of a Wimpy Kid Part 2, we'll probably just lump that in with the Paint Pals and things like that. But, yeah, we'll be getting more into everything, and we'll be attempting to get some things going. But I hope you guys are doing well. More Rubber Ross, maybe. The 2 24-hour streams. Guys, I only owed you one 24-hour stream. I'm almost certain I only owed you one 24-hour stream. Because I don't think I would have promised you a second one had I not even did the first. No? Yeah, fuck you. Troll. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. No, but no, I hope you guys are doing well though. I hope you guys are having a good one. Sorry, I am on Twitter. I want to get off of Twitter. It's bad for you. Twitter's bad for you. No, I hope you guys are doing well though. How you guys doing? What's up, everybody? What is up? Eric bot. What is Eric bot? Is that just a person, or is that one of Eric? What is that? McChill Twitter selfie day is tomorrow because I want to grow McChill Twitter. Hell yeah. It's me. That's not Eric, is it? Or is it just... Or do you just use... Is that Eric? That's not Eric. I'm a parody account on Twitter that's spread on all platforms. Ah, okay. Oh. No, I was wanting to do some gaming tonight. Gaming. But I wasn't... Wait, what the fuck did Nintendo announce? What is this? What is this shit? I am not very into this. I'll be honest. I'm not very interesting. I am not very interested in this. This is not very interesting. I don't know why. Huh. I feel like this is going to be very limiting. Like, very limiting. I feel like... Yeah, Dreams does it better. Exactly. I think it's interesting for people that want to learn game development. Yeah, but anybody who knows anything about game development will tell you that game development does not look like this. Like 99% of people will tell you that game development does not look like this. It's not that here's my this is what I don't like. It pushes this idea that anyone can be a game programmer and things like that, and that's cool. And I agree with that. Anybody, especially in today's day and age, can be one. But it also weirdly like sets this precedent in a weird way that like if here's my stipulation on this. You don't know what a slogan is? I know what me? I know what a slogan is. This isn't a slogan. It's a fucking like it's a promise. Anyone can be a game programmer, which is it's true. But wrong chat, sorry. Okay. It's the problem with it, I think, is that I think that this is slightly like going to be a little damaging in the idea that I know this is a weird hot take. I know it's a hot take. But I think the reason that things like Little Big Planet did well and things like Dreams have did decent, and I say decent because Dreams had like one of the worst advertising campaigns I've ever seen. Dreams would have did better had it fucking like been better advertised. I think the problem with this is it Dreams? Exactly. Hold on, I'll show you what Dreams is. I think the problem is that hold on. Cool. I literally can't even get the game up because it either is just Dream or a song. Okay.
It could be
This is Dreams.
everything.
What is Dreams? Well, it's pots of paint, a ball of clay, a games compendium, a music studio, a creative classroom, an animation program, a social network, your first footsteps into game development, and crucially, often incredible. Media Molecule's follow-up to the Little Big Planet series follows its established mantra of play, create and share, but takes it to an all-new level. Whatever path you choose to take, getting lost down it is easily done as new bursts of joy are discovered around every corner. Like a Mary Poppins-esque bottomless bag of creativity, you never quite know what you'll end up playing when booting up Dreams, or what inspiration will be sparked inside you to sculpt, paint or engineer yourself. It's a highly ambitious concept, and one that has been magically brought to life.
So, I want to like already pause the video. Problem with Dreams. It's confusing as fuck. It is fucking confusing. I sat down and I tried to like fuck with some things slightly, and like it's not that I couldn't make something, it's that it took so much time to learn how to make something that by the time that you like by the time that you learned how to do something, you already kind of forgot the thing that they taught you prior. It's a really weird thing where like apparently the game was out for beta for like a year, and it was like a closed like beta or like a PC beta or whatever the fuck. And then when the game launched, it had a billion things already on it, which was cool, but also like it kind of like you felt like you didn't have a footing in the fucking thing because there was a billion other people who were like better than you already. It's not that it's bad, it's just weird. Demotivating is like slightly a good word for it. But it's this crazy like scape where people can make games and tell like stories. Like this one is the one that we played. It was a really fucking cool one. Art's Dream. This is a game that they made entirely in this engine, and it's super neat and it's super cool, and people really fucking liked this. But I think its biggest problem was that is that like, and here's where I'm gonna be honest. When you're using a thing like this, and it's I'm gonna mention what was said about Little Big Planet. When those servers die, so does your work. So does your work. Nobody will ever play it again. Nobody will ever get to see it again. It's just dead. And unfortunately, you hit this wall where you're building your flag and you're planting your flag and you're building your base on somebody else's land. And it's fine for that to be the case, but we saw it with Mario Maker 1. We saw it with Mario Maker. We saw it with Mario Maker 3DS. We've seen it with Little Big Planet multiple times, and we're getting to the point where like Dreams had such a small buying thing that I don't see these servers being online for more than 4 years. And that's sad. Doesn't everything go away with time though? Yeah, but like if you just learn how to play, like, or if you just learn how to fucking code for real, right? Like if you just learn how to code for real, then you have more control of what happens with what you do. You have more control over the fact that, okay, hey, my like maybe this thing died over here, but you know, I can port this, or I can do this, or you know, whatever. People can always use these games as a beginning tool though. Yeah, but the problem with it is that if Dreams taught me anything, there are people who spent months building a game, and again, come 3, 4, 5 years from now, that game will be gone, and they can't even put it on PC because there's no porting functionality. There's no like grabbing functionality. It is all in this software. And this software is entirely fucking it is entirely like software based. It's all software based game. There's no like if an engine dies, people can bring it back. If this dies, hackers are going to have to do what they're currently doing with like PlayStation Home and all of these other fucking things and trying to bring back servers for this. But then the problem with it is then they're going to have to not only find a way to download these old files, but also find a way to upload these files. And if you look, this is, if we go back, it's similar. The way that they handle logic is really similar. It's really similar. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just more so that, like, when you're handed, I think, a tool like this, you have to be really, 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 like, you have to be in a very specific mindset of, like, this will die in 5 years. And knowing Nintendo fucking, once a console ends, they love to turn off servers. They love to. It doesn't last longer than a year after the fucking server goes off. And it's not that I think it's a bad thing that this game is out, but, like, I think one of the other problems with it is that I think if you were to look at the building blocks that game is, whatever the game builder is or whatever Nintendo's doing, it's also just so much more basic in concept than this, that on the Switch, it almost feels weird that they would make it. I don't know. And unlike Roblox, I doubt that this has monetization unless it does. Yeah, this doesn't have monetization either. The Dreams doesn't have monetization. And then on top of that, I assume the Nintendo one, because Nintendo will never share money. The Nintendo one doesn't also have monetization. But many people can't have a PlayStation. Okay, but just as many people can't have a Switch. That's terrible logic. I don't want to be rude, but that is shitty logic. That is really bad logic. The PlayStation 4 is often cheaper than the Nintendo Switch, so that's terrible logic. I'm not gonna some people can't have internet. Bad logic. I'm gonna treat it as if everybody has the same tools, which I know is unreasonable, but I'm also going to say, like, on a real standpoint, it's not too unreasonable. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you could afford a PlayStation. If you have a PlayStation, you could afford a Nintendo Switch. You made a choice. You have to live with it. That's my stance on that. It's for the same reason that, like, people also say, you know, you could build a PC or you could do this. I think that people who want to get into game design really, really, really should and would want to attempt to, I think, really learn game design. I know that sounds weird and kind of like stupid to say. Like, if you want to learn game design, learn game design. If you want to learn game design, learn game design. It's there are plenty of tutorials that you can fuck with online. Unity is a thing, and I believe it's free. Is Unity free? I believe it's free. If it's not free, it's probably about as much as Dreams or something like that. It is, yeah. As someone who'd try to get into game design, I'd never use this for it. I'm going for Unreal. Yeah, because I think the problem, especially with this, is if you do this, you can't fucking make any money. And again, maybe that's just my mentality on it, but it's always kind of scared me planting my flag on somebody else's land. I feel the same way about doing Twitch and YouTube, and like weirdly enough, this is my job, but I feel weirdly like I don't want to plant my flag here completely because it's a scary concept. This is more of a fun community thing for PlayStation users to have fun. Yeah, but on the same side, though, on the same fucking side, there are studios being made for Dreams. And when Dreams dies, what happens? Just like there are studios that are being made for Roblox and things of that nature. Obviously, designing a thing in Roblox is a great advertising method. What some studios have been doing is making games in these softwares. Then they produce a studio and then they sell a game afterwards, and they just use this as an advertising method. People do things for fun, though, not always for profit. It's more of a community game. I'm not saying that they don't. But I also say it just weirdly from like the realist, I think, point of view that if Nintendo won't keep these servers online forever, which they won't because it's fucking Nintendo, then it's hard for me to justify spending $30. It's really hard to justify that when there's a lot of games that just disappear. Like, as much money as I have spent on Fortnite, I fucking hate the fact that I have spent that much money on Fortnite and Overwatch and all these other online games and RuneScape and fucking, like all of these games that I've spent so much fucking money on. I think it's stupid. I think it's so fucking stupid because when that game dies, it dies, Wait, is it more than just lessons? I'm assuming it is, but I don't imagine that, no offense to them, I don't imagine Nintendo is going to be able to like teach much with this because this coding like methodology is just, logic based it's logic based what is it? Is it called string coding or whatever the fuck? I can't remember what this is. Block coding. Thank you. Block coding. It's logic based block coding, and you like dragging shit over to other ones. It's fun, but if you can't I would say this is where I'm gonna be honest. I'm saying if it's only lessons, then there isn't much of a need to keep it running. It's not just lessons. It's a compendium, i.e. like Mario Maker and things like that. It's a whole lot of things. I feel like it's more so meant to establish the basics / fundamentals. Then it should be free. Or $10. It shouldn't be fucking $30. If their goal is that anybody can be a programmer, prove it, make it free, then anybody can be a programmer. If you make it for free, then literally anybody can be a fucking programmer, not just anybody with $30. That's bullshit. I think it's Nintendo. They don't give a fuck if it should be free, but you get what I mean though. If if they want to be like to prove that everybody can be a programmer, then they need to make this a free thing. You know, exactly. You can learn basic block coding on tons of websites for free. It's not that I don't like this. It's not that I don't like this, because I do. I just think, for me, I think that this it feels like there's just a lot of fucking steps like that could easily be avoided here. Like with guided lessons and then fit the button nodin inside of the blue frame. That's not how logic like that's not how block coding works. They can be fucking anywhere on the screen as long as you drag it into it. Doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't have to be in the blue frame. This feels limiting in its like concept. But it's this just looks way more like, okay. Let's see the types of games that I'm looking at here. Okay. We've got purple particles up there in the top left. We've got physics simulator right here with like balls rolling down. We've got what seems to be a horror game up here. We've got something to do with fish over here. We've got red square moving with ghosts. We've got pandas, koalas, cats. No idea. We've got a fucking brick breaker game up here. We've got soccer. We've got a platformer. We've got a Game & Watch game. We've got whack-a-mole. We've got a fucking card game over here. We've got an endless runner over here. It's like I kind of wish that they would have shown more of the games and less of the coding, if that makes any sense. I think that the coding methodology is less important. Hold on. Jasmine is asking me if Ross is a shitty character in Friends. Nah, they're all shitty. At Jazz. They're, they're all shitty. Don't bother with Jazz. Yeah, fuck Jazz. But I've got it on loop. Why did it do that? Okay. I think that like it's a great concept though, I just think for me, I most definitely want to see Infinity Cube gifting a sub to Naturally Isabel. Thank you so much.
Thanks for subscribing.
By the way, guys, if you guys
Infinity
haven't, please
_Cube
consider
gifted a
subscribing.
Tier 1 sub to Naturally Isabel.
Um,
They have given 142 gift
Also,
subs in the
it's
channel.
time for some ads, so we're gonna run some ads here. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's more details on the Nintendo website. I'm assuming I can see it in the... Okay. Create your own games. Learn how to make games and have fun doing it with interactive lessons. Adding player controls. These bigs are called Nodon. Insightful 4-second video. Thank you, Nintendo. Checkpoints. Test your skills at the checkpoint. Don't worry, you can do it. Okay. Build a game of tag for 2 people to play. Watch your head. On a roll. Thrill Racer. Power up with a new skill. Learning something new is like gaining a real life power up. Flex your creative muscles. Share with friends. 10 gigabytes. Fuck that. There's like not much here, man. Share with friends. I don't know. I'm like not very excited. I don't know why. It's like this just does not look interesting. Like, I know what's going to happen here. And the only fucking game that's going to be made is like Mario. Like, that's the only fucking game, seriously. It's just literally going to be side scroller the fucking thing because that's going to be really easy to make. It's going to be the easiest thing. So 90% of the games are going to be that, or they're going to be auto scrollers. And I think that auto scrollers are going to be like, it's just boring in this case. Like people aren't going to like, I'm watching this trailer and I'm already bored, which I think is sad considering it's a fucking like game designer. I don't know, man. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I'm just not interested. I don't want to fucking pay $30 for another game that's like, hey, make these levels, and then we don't care about the servers anymore. Like, it's weird. It's weird, man. I don't want to be that guy, but like, does that make me a dickhead? Does that make me a fucking piece of shit? I'm sorry. I know you all hate me. I'm sorry, everybody. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Isn't Mario Maker servers on the Wii U already dead? Yes. That's what I'm referencing. And then they gave no ability to port forward to Mario Maker 2, I don't think. I could be wrong on that, but I'm like almost certain that any Mario Maker 1 levels could not be brought over to Mario Maker 2. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The only Oh my god, he's on half a heart. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. What the fuck? Chad, I'm so sorry. When I started the stream, I was way more alive. But right now I am just dead inside. If you cannot tell, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am most definitely attempting to stay awake though. I have been fucking out of it. Sorry. Okay. Thank fuck. Sorry. Thought I had to end the stream. I got a notification, but thank God it was not what I thought it was. Hi. Hi, everybody. He killed the Enderman and dropped like 3 pearls. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so interesting, man. Seeing that type of shit is just it's so weird. It's so interesting. Oh yeah, did you guys see that new Marvel trailer that they released? Such a good trailer, man. Such a good trailer. It gave me chills. I haven't. It's cool. It celebrates all of the movies that they've made. It's awesome.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
That world may change and evolve. But the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family.
Such a good trailer, man.
That man next to you, he's your brother.
It also announced the release
that
dates,
woman
yeah.
over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
That moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
On your left.
I love that they use the reaction. Such a fucking cool reaction. It's fucking so cool.
I've lived a lot of lives.
How many more times is this movie gonna be delayed?
But I'm done running from my past.
Goddamn.
We have unfinished business.
Who's we?
July 9th. September 3rd, which is
When you
crazy
love
to me.
something, you fight for it.
And then Eternals this November? Yeah.
everything.
And then December. And then March. Yeah. And then May. Yeah. November? July. November. I think. Yeah. December. And February. And then May. And then a Fantastic fucking Four teaser. But of course they're not saying it. See you at the movies. Goddamn. And then there's Blade coming out. Which apparently is happening. This is what shocked me, I think, the most, though. I'm so surprised they fucking did that. I'm so surprised they, because it's phase 4, but it's also yeah, okay. Yeah, we see what you did there. We certainly see the fucking Fantastic Four iconography. It's interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be very, very, very fucking if they do, I'd be really shocked to see how they do Fantastic Four, though, because Fantastic Four has just done such a fucking bad job. It's not terrible. There's just not much good Fantastic Four. It's been rebooted 3 times now? Was it 3 times? Was it 3 times? The Chris Evans one. And then there was the other one, the newest one. Was there one in between that? Oh, there was Rise of the Silver Surfer is what I'm thinking of. That's what I was thinking. Okay, that makes more sense. I think that one was a sequel, wasn't it? Yeah, Rise of the Silver Surfer was a sequel. And then Fantastic Four from 2015 came out. And I never heard a good thing about it. I think there was one before Chris Evans. Yeah, but I think it was from the 90s, so it doesn't really count. It's so... hello. Thank you. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. I think it's gonna be such an interesting. I think it's gonna be super weird seeing Fantastic Four again if they do it. And then on top of that, there's also the rumor that we're getting a bunch of X-Men shit, and then which they didn't announce it here, which I'm kind of shocked. Deadpool is coming to the MCU. Which I think is going to be interesting. But it's never seen Deadpool. Deadpool's interesting. It's decent. I like 1. I'm not a massive fan of 2. I think 2 is decent. I don't think it's great. But we've talked about this before. We've talked this one to death. I think Deadpool 1 is decent. I think Deadpool 2 is a little lackluster. Did you hear that Agent Carter and AOS aren't canon anymore? Yeah. See that, but it gets confusing though, man, because some shit that they didn't mention in this trailer is hold on. Sorry. Something that they didn't something that they didn't mention was Morbius. I think the MCU is getting a little confusing. It's unfortunate because fucking Agent Carter and AOS, they don't exist anymore in the MCU. But this trailer has implications that says that they're all connected. We'll just watch the trailer in a minute. I'm excited for this movie. But I'm getting a little worried about it. Morbius is a purely Sony deal. Yeah, you'd think that. And then you watch the trailer and then you're like, oh shit.
I've known you since you were a child. You have a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to your disease, you'll find it. I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time. This could be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
That's not exactly legal.
I want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
At what cost?
It's such an interesting trailer. It's Homecoming, Far From Home, Venom. I'll explain it in a minute.
What's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever. Increased strength and speed. The ability to use echolocation. And an overpowering urge to consume blood. How far are we allowed to go to fix something that's broken? Until the remedy.
I'm going to turn off camera just in case.
Is worse than the disease.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
So there's a lot of implication there with that single appearance. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is definitely right. So this is interesting. That's the villain from Homecoming, isn't it? That is. And to make it even more confusing, to make it way more fucking confusing, this isn't Tom Holland. This is Sam Raimi, Spider-Man. This is fucking Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, in that picture. It is the Sam Raimi suit, one, from the PS4 game, or a pose from the PS4 game on a wall with the word murderer. Here's the problem. This movie was supposed to come out before the new movie that is currently being made. It was supposed to be out before No Way Home. On top of that, exactly what Shills just mentioned, Michael Keaton is wearing the exact same costume from the fucking end of Homecoming. The after trailer, whatever the fuck, or after credits scene of Homecoming. It's a little like weird because I have two theories on this. So this was being made during Far From Home. Or this was being written during Far From Home, and it was made after Far From Home came out, I believe. The problem with this was that I think this was whenever they said that Spider-Man wasn't going to be a part of the MCU anymore. And so I think it was a middle finger to fucking Disney, and they were saying, okay, fuck you then. If you're not going to let us do this shit, we're going to fucking tell our story that we've already been writing with you guys. Fuck you. We're going to fuck up everything. We don't fucking need Disney. We just need Tom Holland. We just need Venom. We just need Morbius. We just need this. And so I think unfortunately, I think what happened here, now that we've got an extended deal with Disney, this trailer doesn't make sense anymore. So, there was an interview one time where Feige and some Sony representative were sitting right next to each other, and the Sony rep was like, oh yeah, Venom is a part of the MCU. And then immediately Feige like rolls his fucking eyes. And he's like you could tell Feige was like, no, it's not. But it was just very much like, oh God, like you're like, please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. We did not even talk about this. However, my theory is that the MCU just gave up on the lore. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you watch anything MCU, like legitimately MCU, you know that the lore is fucking like so intertwined at this point that anything that happens is connected. I'm firmly under the impression that this isn't MCU. I disagree with you purely because he's in the trailer. Purely because he's in the trailer. I think him being part of the trailer is entirely evidence that it's MCU. James has a fucking theory that it's MCU, but it's a one-way canon, right? So like the Avengers affects Spider-Man, but Morbius doesn't affect everything else. But I think that's kind of fucking lame a little bit. I think that's a little fucking lame. It's really weird. It really bothers me. It really fucking bothers me. The other problem with this is that apparently Marvel is currently casting for yes. Marvel is currently casting for Blade. And if you don't know like shit about Blade is like from our understanding, Blade is supposed to take place with like vampires and shit and whatnot. It's like supposed to be it's supposed to be this like vampire hunter and shit. And that introduces a problem here. That introduces a fucking issue here. I think it introduces a problem. If this is about to introduce vampires, Morbius, Blade better fucking follow the Morbius approach, because Morbius is doing it first. And I'm going to be really fucking frustrated as a Marvel fan if this has no implication on the universe. I think that's why this bothers me a little bit. I think Spider-Man has been in this really interesting state where Sony doesn't want him to be a main character. They want him to be a side character. And that's fine. Like, that's completely fine. You can fucking make Spider-Man a side character. But you have to give him, I guess, something slightly that implies that the world has to, like, in some way, shape, and form revolve around him just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because Marvel consistently has this fucking thing where Marvel consistently has this thing where every single superhero that they have has some implication on the universe itself. Doctor Strange has, you know, all of his spells and shit like that, and you know, the Eye of Agamotto and you know, like now that the Infinity Stones have been destroyed, he doesn't have the time stone, or he doesn't have the time stone anymore. Now that this is there, he doesn't have, you know, like, there's all this implication. And I'm not going to spoil it, and I don't want anybody to spoil it, but WandaVision has implications. Falcon and the Winter Soldier has implications. And Spider-Man consistently doesn't have implications, except for in the last movie where it's like, oh my God, his identity is out there. I thought he had the time stone after Endgame. Huh? No, because fucking what's his face? Thanos uses the stones to destroy the stones. And then the time stone had to be taken back to Sorcerer Supreme. Unless they give him a time stone, which means they just duplicated a fucking time stone. But yeah, no, he doesn't have a time stone. He doesn't have a time stone at all. You know, so there's like, it's a fucking problem where every character has an implication. But Disney doesn't want to give Spider-Man implication because that gives Sony an upper hand, right? It gives Sony like a slight like edge over Disney. And it's really, really fucked because Sony and Disney are playing this like tug of war with Spider-Man, and it's fine. It's fine that they are like, it's fine that they're playing custody battle, right? But Disney is of the mentality that if they wait it out long enough, Sony's going to just completely destroy their entire film division, and then just they'll get Spider-Man for free. But Sony doesn't want that. They want more. They're not going to get more. Spider-Man's fucked. Like, just long story short, he's fucked. Unless they sign a multi-film like agreement where it's like, this is MCU, this is this, this is this, this is this. End of discussion. That's how long he's planned for. That's how long we're doing this for. Fuck you. Then you can have him, and then you can fuck off. But Spider-Man will not have any implication in the MCU until that deal is met. And it sucks. And I think it's really fucking unfortunate that that's the case. But I think a lot of people have said that this is not Vulture. It's not Vulture. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I think it totally is. I thought Iron Man was wearing the glove at the end of the last movie. But then they fucking took back all of the stones. You're forgetting like the big important part of that movie. You're forgetting the final important scene. Spoilers. I mean, if you haven't seen Endgame, come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Iron Man wore the gauntlet. He fucking snapped. He fixed everything. He killed fucking everybody. And then Cap had to bring back the fucking Infinity Stones back to their original timelines and bring them back at the exact moment that he took them. Obviously, it's a little convoluted, but that's the shit. This is just so interesting to me though. Seeing Vulture here, I feel so fucking weird about it. Because I just want this to be MCU, man. And then if they're going to do Blade, it's just going to suck because, like, I just don't want them to reboot the vampire concept. Also, if I can be honest for a second, if I can be honest for just a second, I think on a fucking real note, yo, you scared the shit out of me. Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Thanks for the resub.
I thought that the stones were returned when Steve Rogers brought the stones back. So wouldn't Doc Strange have the time stone? They also used Endgame to do a bit of reckoning greater than _ greater than.
Okay, so let's rewind, okay? Fucking Eye of Agamotto, fucking. Okay, so in the movie, the way that they explain it, okay? The way that they explain time travel is that what you do in your past cannot affect your future because your future is already here, right? It's not like Back to the Future rules where you break down a tree and Twin Pines Mall becomes Lone Pines Mall. Your future is that you are in a reality where you are fucking like there are two trees, right? There are two trees, 1 and 2. If you go back and remove this tree from that timeline, all you're doing is removing that this tree from a timeline. That timeline splits off, but you return to a timeline where there are still two trees. In the case of this, they were not returning the Infinity Stones because they needed to. They did it out of a courtesy. They returned all of the stones as a courtesy, not as a fucking like, we have to do this. So they go back just so a bunch of other people don't have to go through a fucking world without a time stone, without a whatever, which I'm going to be real for a second, doesn't make a lot of sense, because if you remove a time stone from that timeline, then it means that Thanos can never, ever snap away a fucking timeline. It makes zero fucking sense. Also, if we're going to be really fucking technical, the time travel like mechanic that they fucking employ in Endgame makes zero goddamn sense. Zero goddamn sense. No, separate timelines, so grandfather paradox. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. because the rule of thumb is if you go back in time and fuck your grandmother, then you can be your own grandfather and shit like that, right? Or like it's the fucking like there's like that one, and then there's like all these other ones. If you go back in time, fuck your grandmother, then you are your own grandfather. That doesn't, like, that's not how this timeline works. That's not how Endgame time travel works. Because as they've said, time travel doesn't affect your future. Unless it's destined that you're supposed to do that, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't fucking make any sense. It makes zero fucking sense. None of it makes any fucking sense. What really doesn't fucking make sense, and this is, and I need everybody to like keep on track for 2 seconds. Steve Rogers goes into the past. He returns all the time stones, and then he goes back to Peggy, right? And he decides to stay with Peggy and age like 80 years, right? He ages like 60 years, whatever the fuck, right? It doesn't make sense. He's in a different fucking timeline. He is in a timeline that does not line up with our own. He split a reality down the side and went to a fucking reality where time travel, like he went to a separate reality, right? He went to a separate reality. He went back to a fucking moment in time. Like he cut across to another one, which means that path A, where Steve Rogers is here, and then he leaves, path A continues without a Steve Rogers. He goes to path B, and then he lives out his life. So what that really fucking means is that Steve Rogers went to the future, or went to the past, fucking stayed with Peggy, aged, and then just showed up, right? He didn't return. Or Steve Rogers went to the past, stayed for 60 years, and then came back before Steve Rogers left. Because he didn't come back. And he didn't come out of the fucking time machine that he made. So the only way that fucking old Steve Rogers would have been able to come out is, and this is from what I remember, the only way that he could have did it, he would have had to have come back before the Avengers. Like he would have had to come back in between the Avengers coming back from their original time travel. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Hold on. I have to draw this. We're going to go into paint and we're going to draw time travel for 2 seconds. Okay. God damn it. How do I wait, why is there a grid here? Grid lines. Okay. Let's make this background black so we're not blowing out our fucking eyes. Okay. So time travel. Okay? Blah blah blah. Where's my white color? Blah blah blah. Okay. So this is how apparently if we're talking about how this shit happens. Okay? The first time travel instance, they go, where's this? They go back to, oh God. They go back to grab stones. Okay? So they go back to grab the stones. From that point, what they do is, from that point, I'm going to split this off, right? So they go back to grab the stones. We're going to follow, let's say we're going to follow Hulk here, okay? So we're going to follow Hulk here. So, I need to move this to the right, because this is going to need more room, unfortunately. Okay. So they go back to grab the stones. Hulk goes back in time to the Sorcerer Supreme before Doctor Strange. So I'm just going to put Sorcerer S. He goes back to Sorcerer S. Okay? Sorcerer S fucking explains to him that if he takes a stone... Yo, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you're doing well. If he takes a stone, it creates a reality where there is no stone. Right? So Hulk goes back to the past to Sorcerer Supreme. He goes and takes a stone. If in that moment that he takes a stone, there is now a reality where there's no stone. So when they come back, I think the way that they explained it, they come back like instantly after. It doesn't matter if they're in there for 10 hours. They come back that fucking second. They come back that fucking second. Okay? So they're in there for 10 hours. They come back right fucking then. They're like, all right, hey, we're back, yada, yada, yada. In this moment of time, when they come back, I'm going to write this in red. When they come back, this is the reality that we've got. There's a fucking universe, not a universe, a timeline where the Sorcerer Supreme doesn't have the Time Stone. Right before that, or right after that, fucking, they snap. They bring everybody back. And then they fight. And then death. We know the death we're talking about. Go back. And then Cap doesn't return. Okay. So here is our Avengers fucking timeline, right? Here is our like basic ass timeline. Okay? Sorcerer S has a time stone. They go forward in time to grab stones, or they go back in time to grab stones. They come back, they fucking snap to bring everybody back. They fight with Thanos. They die, people die, and then they go back and Cap doesn't come back. Cap doesn't return. Here's the fucking problem with this. And it's infuriating once you realize how this shit works. So for Cap, I'm going to use blue. So when Cap comes back, Cap isn't returning to this exact moment. Cap is returning to this moment. Cap returns to that moment. Cap returns supposedly exactly to the moment that Banner takes the fucking time stone, which means that this reality doesn't exist. If he fucking takes that time stone away, it's as if he never, if he brings it back, it's as if that fucking never happened, right? It's as if this never even fucking happened. It's, we put it there, we brought it back, doesn't matter, okay? So this timeline, the one where there's no stone, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Even though some of them you can't put back. How the fuck do you put it back? How do you put the Mind Stone in a Tesseract? How do you put... You can't. You can't fucking do that. There's a lot of implication here. There's a lot of behind the scenes movie magic here that makes no fucking sense. You can't put it back in a Tesseract. You can't put it into a fucking jelly. You can't do this. You can't do it's a lot of shit. But so he goes back. The problem with this though is that if we know how time travel works, and I'm gonna put a note here. So like this is gonna be like a 2, right? And so this 2 is just gonna be a signifier that this line down here, this blue line is everything before this 2, right? So 2, you see what I'm getting at. The problem with this though is that Sorcerer Supreme, we've got all these different Marvel moments, all this shit. He has to bring these stones back. He has to bring it back to New York. He has to do all this shit. Problem with it is Cap circumvents all of this. And after fucking bringing this stone back and supposedly all of the other ones, Cap goes all the way through time and then comes over here to be with Peggy. He comes over here to be with Peggy. But he doesn't come back, which means that the timeline shifts into a timeline is where Cap is with Peggy. It makes no fucking sense. Because if Cap is with Peggy, he can't spend all this fucking time over here to get back over here. It makes no fucking sense. He's in a split timeline. He's in a completely split fucking thing. We're talking Marvel. We're talking Marvel shit. We're just discussing Marvel. That's all. But the only way that, and this is where I wanted to like bring this into this because I think that this is so funny to me. The only way that Cap could not do this, because at this point in time, when Thanos fucking came through to destroy everything, he destroyed the fucking time portal. When they fought this fight, this fight right here destroys the time portal. The one that they went through originally to go back to grab the stones. The time portal that they went through is fucking destroyed, which means that Cap, and this is so funny to me, 70, 80-year-old fucking Cap had to literally fucking, he couldn't go back here because they would have seen him. He had to fucking go back in between the fucking fight. He would have had to go back before the fight. You see what I mean? So if he fucking stayed here, he had to go back before everybody died. Is this the old Cap or the same Cap, or is this a different Cap? Fucking, this is old Cap. 90-year-old Captain America had to fucking, like, come back really fast so that all these motherfuckers could fight, and then he had to get the fuck out of Dodge so his, like, old arthritis ass didn't die. and in the fucking wasteland. Like, it makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. It makes zero fucking sense. Because when you realize that the time portal is fucking destroyed, yo, thank you so much. Yomi, I appreciate it. When you fucking realize, when you realize that he can't come back here, because keep in mind, the portal that he went to go back in, it was the van. They were using the van to go back via the quantum tunnel or whatever the fuck. It makes no sense. He had to literally come back here in between them going back to grab the stones.
We're getting raided.
Yo, thank you so much for the raid. It makes no fucking sense. This movie makes no fucking sense. If the idea is that he fucking stays with Peggy and then just ages and doesn't time travel back, it makes no sense because he's in a different timeline. He's in fucking B. He's in like the B line or whatever the fuck. So for him to get back in time, he had to literally come right back in between the Avengers grabbing the stones and then coming back. And then they snap, then they fight, the time portal gets destroyed, people die, and then Cap doesn't return. So Cap returns as an 80-year-old man before fucking 20-year-old Cap dies. Or not dies, but goes back in time. Are we even sure he was with Peggy all 60 years? I mean, no, we're not sure, but I mean, what the fuck? Well, what else would he have did? You know what I mean? Like what else would he have did? Because the other thing with it is too, is it makes Peggy's storyline a little fucked. Because now Peggy, now everything that Peggy has ever did has Cap involved with it. So what's really funny is Cap in a different timeline, has to fucking act like Hydra hasn't been invaded. He has to fucking sit there oh shit. I mean, I guess I can does he explain what happens? Does he tell Peggy what the fuck happens? Does he sit there and is he like, oh yeah, Peggy, by the way, Hydra, yeah, Shield has been infiltrated by Hydra. Warp Zone made a funny video on this, did they? What is it? About what's it about? I think he just doesn't care and he just sidelines. On Cap keeping quiet, really? Hold on, we'll Google it. Captain America's life after Endgame. What is this?
Oh, would you look at that? The Yankees are playing the Dodgers in the World Series. You gonna tell me who wins?
Oh, Peg, You know I can't do that.
By the way,
Come on, you
don't
can't
spoil
even give me a hint.
Falcon and the Winter
Seriously,
Soldier.
honey, we've talked about
Don't spoil Falcon and the Winter Soldier or WandaVision. We're only talking Endgame.
this. My mission was to return all the Infinity Stones to the exact time and places that we got them in order to preserve the timeline. If I were to tell you anything about the future, no matter how insignificant it might seem, it would change the way history unfolds.
No, Warp Zone, you already got it wrong. You've already got it wrong. I don't even have to finish listening to this. No, it doesn't, because you're in a different timeline. Your past doesn't affect your future. Your being in this timeline would affect this timeline's future, not the real timeline. It would affect this timeline, not the timeline. Cap even being here ruins and splits this timeline.
Creating a whole new timeline. And believe me, I already have enough weighing on my conscience as it is. Besides, I've lived through the future. I know this world will do just fine without my help.
I know. You can't blame a girl for trying.
Okay.
Oh, JFK is going to Dallas over the weekend.
Well, I'm sure that will be a very uneventful weekend.
Bollocks. We're going to war again? At least Vietnam is a small country. I'm sure we'll be out of there in no time. Right, Steve?
Oh, God. Wow.
Come on, you can't tell me anything that happens at the Munich Olympics.
No. No, I don't think I will.
That's fucked. Wow.
Oh my god! Oh, my niece Amanda just had a baby. Uncle Steve, meet your new grandniece, Sharon Carter.
That's fucked.
Couldn't you just kiss her?
Nope.
No.
Never. Not even a little bit. Yuck. Ugh.
Oh my God.
Everything all right, hon?
Steve, I can't shake the feeling that something is going on within S.H.I.E.L.D. It's like some nefarious group is hiding right under our noses and pulling the strings for God knows what purpose.
Of course, I
It almost-
literally fucking mentioned this exact goddamn thing. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he goes back and spends his entire life with Peggy. Does he just not say, oh shit, hey, by the way, S.H.I.E.L.D., this thing that you've like created, this entire like organization, oh my God, for the next fucking 30 years, Hydra has infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. Like,
It almost feels like I'm back in the war and Hydra is lurking about again.
What? That's so crazy. Oh, God.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you, Steve?
You know what I need? More salad.
Because not only would that forever tarnish my legacy and
See?
ruin my life's work,
see?
but it could also put millions of innocent people's lives at stake.
Steak. That's what the salad needs. More steak.
Steve Rogers, you look at me. Tell me I'm wrong.
So wrong.
Thank God. That's a relief.
God damn it.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Steve, I have the most horrible news. Howard and Maria Stark were just killed in a car crash.
Oh no, that is terrible news that I'm now just learning for the first time.
I just can't believe they're gone.
Damn it, Buck.
What was that?
Damn Buick, that's so unreliable. Saved it.
Wow. Wow.
Now that my retirement is finalized, I think it's time for us to invest our little nest egg in the market.
God.
I've narrowed it down to these two new internet companies, Amazon or web van. Which do you think, Steve?
Whichever you feel, dear.
Well, it is our entire life savings.
God.
I'd hate to make the wrong choice.
Follow your gut, hun.
You're right. My instincts usually serve me well. Web van it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Don't
Steve,
do
my
it.
love.
Don't do it.
I feel like we haven't taken a trip in
Don't
ages.
do it.
What do you say we go up to New York next week and tour the town?
Sounds good, honey. When do you want to go?
Well, I was thinking midweek. Say the 11th of September? Oh, you know what? I've got that doctor's appointment I've been putting off for months. I better go to that.
Oh, thank God.
Though I really can't see why it's necessary. Nobody in my family has ever had Alzheimer's. Everything all right, dear?
God damn it. Wow.
Hey everybody, Odin from the Warp Zone here. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out another...
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, yeah. I mean, you get into this weird, like... You get into this weird, like... minute with, I think, like, storytelling where especially in this case, what do you do? You know, like, what the fuck do you do with this? I don't think there's any right answer. But, like, I don't know that the right answer was... I just don't know that the right answer is sending him back and not showing him coming back or something like that. It's this weird, like... I get it, but... I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. It's really fucking weird. Well, and then there's... We just can't... It's so weird. It's so fucking strange. The timeline has always been confusing. It's always been confusing. It's never once ever been easy to understand. But they certainly don't make it fun to try and figure out. Hopefully it... Oh my God. Sorry. Hopefully they can figure out how to, like, make the game, or make the movie series more figured out, at least in terms of loopholes like that. I don't know. It is weird. By the way, guys, I think we are going to end it here. Really short stream. I'm so sorry. I have to end it here. We're going to try to be back early tomorrow, hopefully, and hopefully we'll have some fun. Sorry, I am looking at some things. Yeah, hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. I think it depends on a few things. I just have to, like, make sure. I just have to make sure some things are all in check and everything like that. And we'll be back hopefully tomorrow. But we're unfortunately on kind of like a little God forbid I need to leave. I leave the stream type thing. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. We'll be back, like I said, tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully we'll have some fun and we'll play some games and whatnot. Yeah, we'll be back. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. We'll play. I don't know what we'll play tomorrow. I was thinking more Portal, but I've just been busy. Who is live? Let's go raid Gumi. Yeah, let's go raid Gumi. Yeah. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Had a lot of fun. Go be nice. Go be nice. Go be kind. Bye.